Hello everybody, CalviNNatioN here with another video for ya. In today's video, I'll be doing a little story time thing. Oh, that was a miserable little flip there. I know I haven't been doing a lot of videos about valleys, and I know you guys have been kind of on my case about that. And I know I've been doing a lot of nature shit, which wasn't the initial stuff I've put on my channel, but you know, things change, hobbies change. I'll always have a hobby in knives, that's 100%. But, I mean, sorry, but not sorry that you guys have had to deal with some non-valley related videos. But you guys have been asking for it, and I know this isn't a flipping video, but it's a valley video, so hopefully you guys enjoy. So you guys have read the title, so you kind of have an understanding of what this is about already, but let's start off with the fact that I live in a place north of the United States, and you guys, you Americans, are my most primary viewer, so you probably know where I'm talking about, eh? Yeah, I live in a place north of the United States, which also means that these things are illegal here. And lots of people have asked me about how I get them and everything, and that's a whole different story. But I've always kind of said I'm not worried about it, I don't care about it. If someone really wants to take my knives away, if they're that dedicated to it, like, go ahead, give it a try. So I've been I don't know, I've been sort of cocky about owning them, in a way. Like, I'll kind of carry them around without any real worry, because half the time I imagine that people don't even hardly know what these are. I never really flipped them in public until this year, and that's why I got caught, and that's what the story is about. But yeah, I've never really super worried about it. But let's keep going. The other thing about where I live is I do a lot of tree planting. And tree planting is a sick thing because it gets you to all sorts of places around Canada. And for the last 2 years, I've done it for the last, 5 seasons, technically 4 years. And for the last 4 years, it's taken me all around Canada, and it's been honestly the most amazing experience of my life. And the last 2 years specifically, it's really gotten me around Canada. We've put on, both years we put around 15,000 kilometers on a car that we toured the country with. And that's a lot. In miles, I don't know, it's like 8,000 or something like that. But yeah, it takes me everywhere, and it takes me to really cool places. But the other thing planting does for you is it kind of desensitizes you to, honestly, modern day society and living. Like, you live in the woods all summer, and when you get back to society, you're a different person. You're swearing all the time, and you're farting, and you're burping, and you're being reckless, and you look dirty, and but so whenever we come back, we're always just like, okay, we gotta tone ourselves down. Let's just ease right back into society. So after planting, me and a bunch of friends traveled around British Columbia. It's in Canada. And we went to this place called Haida Gwaii. Now, this is a really cool island, pretty close to Alaska, off the coast of the west coast of Canada. And there's a ferry that you have to take to get there, and it's a 10-hour ferry, and that means you're going to get pretty bored. And this ferry also only had honestly, it could hold probably 1,000 people. It has 200, so it's pretty open, it's pretty empty. You can find a spot where there's literally nobody around. And we got a plane going overhead. That is loud. But anyway, so it's pretty empty. And we found a place where there's hardly anyone, and we're chilling there, and the ferry ride's going by, and I decide, wouldn't it be fun to do just a little bit of flipping? So I'm chilling there, and I'm flipping this guy right here. I'm just sitting in the hallway flipping it. And hindsight is 2020. Looking back at it, it was a really stupid idea. And actually, to take one more step back, my other 2 friends were just in the other little room actually rolling a joint of weed, which is hilarious. Should not be doing it. See, this is what I mean about we come back from the woods and we really don't give a shit about anything. We're just on a ferry boat, flipping illegal knives and rolling joints. And it's like, man, we gotta smarten up. But we just don't think anything about it, right? And then I'm sitting there, I'm doing that thing where you're on your knees and you're flipping. You know how sometimes, like, when you're sitting on your knees, you can really get, like, a good flip going. So I'm just, like, in the hallway, flipping this knife. And this guy just, like, rolls right past me, and he's wearing, like, a reflective vest. And then all of a sudden he stops and looks down at me, and he's like, "What the heck are you doing?" I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm putting it away. Like, you won't see it again. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I thought maybe that would be it. Like, I just put it away, and he'd be done with it. And then he's like, "Give it to me." I was like, "What?" And I'm like, "No, dude, like, I'll put it away right now. You'll never see it again." And then, like, I can't believe it. He gets, like, all scared because I'm not giving it to him. So he's like, takes his radio, and he's like, "I'm going to need some backup here." Whatever his buddy's name is. Come over here real quick. So I'm like, oh, holy shit, man. This, like, something's going down here. So then he starts getting, like, real pissy. He's like, are you serious right now? I'm like, dude, I know this was a bad thing to do. But trust me, all I was doing was flipping it. That's it. It's just a hobby knife. It's not even sharp. And he's like, "You know those things are illegal, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I know." And he's like, they're not even legal in the United States." I'm like, "Okay, you're wrong about that." He's like, "No, they're totally not legal in the United States." I'm like, "Dude, they are. I got it from the U.S." And he's like, "Are you trying to argue with me?" I'm like, "Okay, let's stop talking about the United States. We're in Canada right now, so let's just stop about that. Just gonna say right now, I was an idiot. I'm so sorry." And then he just keeps going on and on about it, and he's being a total dickbag, like. And then he tells me there's a cop in the basement of the boat with a dog, and he's like, "I'm gonna get that cop. I'm gonna bring him up here, and you could be arrested." And then I'm like, man, like, for real? I'm just like, and then I'm like, honestly, dude, I have a few hobbies in my life. My hobbies are knives, photography, and filmmaking. All I do is flip these. I make videos about them. They're harmless. In fact, most people that ever see me do it just think it's super cool. I don't think anyone would actually be scared seeing me do this. And in the meantime, I'm still saying, like, I'm really sorry. I know I shouldn't have been doing it, but, like, please give me a break. But he was not giving me a break, and he was being a total ass. And then he's like, he made me give it to him, and then he told me he's going to go throw it off the edge. Thankfully, his buddy came at this time, and his buddy's like, "So what's the problem here?" And then the guy's like, "You know what? I can't deal with this. I've had enough bullshit today." And then he just, like, runs away. And he gives the knife to the other guy who just came in. So the asshole, he's gone. I'm thankful about that. And I'm just praying that this new guy isn't as much as a dick as the other guy. And thankfully, he wasn't. So I'm chatting with this guy, and I'm saying the same stuff to him, and he's saying the same stuff to me, just a lot nicer. He's saying, like, these are illegal. Why were you doing it? You shouldn't be doing this. And I was agreeing with him. And then the funny thing that happened there was, right when he was, like, telling me all this stuff, there's kind of like a little awkward pause in the conversation, and then my friend Sterling has his legs propped up all the way on the seat in front of him, like, with his ass, like, just exposed, like, not his bare ass, he's got his feet way up, like, on the chair like this, with his butt just, like, open, and he just, like, lets a huge fart rip while this guy is, like, scolding me about my knife. And me and the dude just both stop and just start laughing. That was funny. And then the guy takes it from me. Well, the guy still has it. And he's like, "Where are you going to be at the end of the day? Or at the end of the boat ride?" I'm like, "I'm going to be right here." And he's like, "Stay here, and at the end of the boat ride, I'm going to come find you and give you your knife back." And I was so happy, because this guy was really nice. Like, he was still making me feel kind of like an idiot, which, I mean, good for him, because I was. But, yeah, he was really nice, because I think he understood that I was doing it just totally for fun. I was bored, and that this actually was my hobby. And he's not going to just throw a $250 knife over the board. So he came back and he gave it back, and he was nice about it, and I definitely learned a lesson, but I also learned that people can be assholes too. Of course, we all know that, but yeah, that was an interesting time. I felt like a total child because I was just talked to like a child, and I was kind of acting like a child as well. But I think if anyone knows me, they should know that I really don't have any bad intentions. And with the first guy, I was being so honest. I'm like, man, no, like I know I was being stupid, but like trust me, this is just a dull knife that I've been carrying. I've literally been using it to flip for fun and to like literally prepare my food with on our trip. Like this was my only knife in the summer, and like it was used for everything, you know, spreading peanut butter, cutting meat, cutting veggies. It's like, man, like I'm not gonna stab someone. Do you think I'd just be flipping it around so that I could like go ahead and stab? It was just ridiculous. And he was threatening to get the cop on me with his cop dog, and like to throw it off the boat, to arrest me, to throw me in jail. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? Like there's bigger issues on this, probably not on the boat, but there's bigger issues that in the world that don't deserve, or that do deserve way more attention than what you're giving me here for this. So yeah, I mean, I learned a lesson. I'm definitely not gonna flip it in public, and definitely not on a confined boat, that's for sure. So yeah, I mean, that's the story. I didn't get arrested. I got my knife back, and I'm so happy about that. Like, if you guys remember at the start of my channel, I had my 42, and that's still like my prize knife. Like, I love my 42. And then my next Bally was my 51, and then you can see here I got another 51 and a 32. And like these things are like, for a while they were like my life. Like there was a time where I was actually pretty lonely. Like I had a bunch of friends, but I was just like, I was this guy who just, all he did was sit at home, make videos, play with knives, and like work a full-time job. And it got really lonely, and like honestly these knives are like what kept me through that time. And I was just imagining the guy throwing this thing off the boat and being like crushed. Like I could always get another 51, and I do have another 51, but this one here, and you guys should know about this one here is like, everyone has something like this where it's a physical object. Yeah, it's not your friend, it's not like, it can't talk to you, but this has your blood on it, and your sweat, and your love, and your like memories of where you flipped it and how you flipped it and the cuts it gave you. And I just couldn't imagine losing it, right? So I'm so thankful that it didn't get taken away. So yeah, guys, moral of the story is, for you Canadians out there, don't be flipping your knives in public. And you know what, Americans, I wouldn't do it either. It's really not the best thing to be doing. Really not. Let's give it cool little, let's do a little pull focus on this thing. Bloop, bloop. So yeah, guys, thank you all for watching. If you have any comments, if you have any stories, let me know. Feel free to film your own stories too. And by the way, probably lots of you are going to ask about my 42. Yeah, I know I've been kind of weird about that. I had a 42 for sale, and I still do. Unfortunately, I got so many emails about it, and it was right at a time where I was actually just about to go planting. And I had no idea who I should sell it to, and I got like probably over 1,000 emails about it. So I'm thinking at some point I'm just going to do a resale. So like, I'll just make another new video about it, and then it'll just kind of at that point be like first come first serve type of thing. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna sell it, and then yeah, hopefully for the guy who super wants a 42, you'll be the one who gets it. Guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.